What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome to episode number 64 of my Rise to Fame Ultimate Team series. We're in the Gold Cup guys. We played in this is now the fourth game in a row that we're in the Gold Cup, although we're only in the second round because it kicked me out for some bizarre reason yesterday in yesterday's video. And I come up against this guy. What a team. What an awesome team this guy's got. I don't understand quite why he's got Kaka up front. This person also had a guest as well, so I was playing against two people now. Sometimes playing against a guest is really, really good. Sometimes it's really, really bad. You know, sometimes they drag the defenders out of space all the time and play really poorly. Sometimes they put those passing moves together and work really well together. Unfortunately enough for me, this time was one of those times where these guys were just making mistake after mistake after mistake. So all was pretty damn good. I want to say guys, a huge thank you to everyone for 125,000 subscribers. It's an insane number of subscribers, man. Like, I'm really, really grateful and really, really thankful to all you guys that watch my videos and support me and, you know, give me all that good feedback and things like that, man. I can't tell you just how lucky I feel to be in this position. You know, it really is a privilege, and I wouldn't be here without you guys. So thank you very, very much for that. I want to tell you a little bit about my day though. So I went to see Chris Tucker tonight at the Hammersmith Apollo, and I was me and my girlfriend driving to go and see him, and we are driving down the motorway, and this red light pops up in my car, and it didn't know what the fuck it meant, so I carried on driving. Just thought, do you know what, it can wait half an hour until we get there, and if there's a big problem, can call someone out. If there's not, no big deal. But what actually my girlfriend read in the manual, what it basically meant was that we've got a flat tyre. But I have like reinflatable tyres in my car. So basically, if it's losing pressure rapidly, I don't know how it quite works, but I'm pretty sure like a foam just like comes out and reinflates the tyre, and then you get like a certain amount of miles on it. So like you get like 100 odd miles to drive, and once you've run those 100 miles out, I guess the foam like breaks away or whatever, or like, you know, just wear and tear of the foam, and you'd end up losing pressure again. So I went to a garage and like tested the tyre pressures and stuff, and I've got no idea how to test tyre pressures. I put my 50p in the air machine, stuck the air nozzle on the fucking little hubcap air putty in the tyre thingy, and didn't know what the hell I was looking at. So probably done more damage to the car than good, to be perfectly honest with you. But we persevered, and basically it said in the booklet, it said if you've got this little thing, you're running on a reinflatable tyre, which means you can't drive faster than 50 miles per hour, which is a bit of a shame because I got a really nice, really fast car, and I like driving really, really fast. And to drive like 45 to 50 miles per hour down the motorway and all that stuff into central London was a bit of a pain in the ass. And we got to the Hammersmith Apollo at like 8:05 when we should really have been there at like 7:30. So we quickly grabbed a drink and went and got our seats. And we watched this couple of comedians just beforehand, just before Chris Tucker came on, and they were pretty damn funny, man. I'm gonna tell you, like, I actually enjoyed the very, very first stand-up guy, the very first warm-up guy, more than the main act, which is pretty crazy. But we watched Chris Tucker and hadn't eaten at all. Like, I was absolutely starving. Haven't eaten all day. Had pancakes for breakfast, but they were a little bit, I don't know, a bit too much flour in them. I think they weren't really nice. So I had like half of one and didn't eat the rest. So I was starving, so we dropped through the McDonald's drive-through on the way home, which probably wasn't the best thing because, like I said, I needed to keep my tyres, to keep the mileage down. You know, I live about like 35 miles away from the Hammersmith Apollo, and doing all that driving probably wasn't good for the car. But then I made it home, guys, and had my McDonald's and started like playing FIFA to make videos. So I just played this game here, and this game that you're watching right here. So it's currently 4-2. Literally about this stage, I get a shit attack, and I'm desperate for a shit. I'm not kidding, like to the point where my stomach is growling and rolling and rumbling, and I just wanted to do anything to get this guy off the game and for him to hurry the hell up so that we can move on, so that I could stop playing, stop recording, and go and have a shit. And unfortunately, he wouldn't lie down. Like, as you can see, like the game goes on and on. He scores a fantastic goal there as well with Milito. That's both his goals that he scored with Diego Milito there were awesome. And the game finished here, and I pressed A, and like I need to stop the recording, and he just wouldn't press it, and for about, literally, he let the whole thing run out, and eventually he pressed it, and I skipped past these bits, went to advance, boom, finished the game, like pulled my trousers down, and my arsehole just fucking exploded everywhere. But it was awesome because, you know, I made it to the toilet and didn't actually shit my pants. So that was a win all round. And now here I am, guys. Like I say, I literally just hit 125k, so that was pretty awesome. And I come up against this guy in the final, and this was one of the craziest games I've ever been involved in, right? So I don't know what his throw in there was, and I don't know why he brought his keeper out so far like that. But obviously in the final, I'm going to take an early lead if possible. And this guy just wouldn't give up. He just wouldn't quit. He had a pretty decent team, but he had only like 93 chemistry, so I wasn't too worried. But like I say, he just wouldn't give up, and I felt like I was controlling the game. But every time I'd score, I found it impossible to get a second goal, like to get a 2-goal cushion. So, you know, go 1-0 up, comes back to 1-1, go 2-1 up, and I'm thinking, let me just get a third goal, let me just get that extra cushion, just so that if I do concede, it's not too big of a deal. But on half-time, stroke of half-time here, look at his attack, man, just ripping through my defence. I don't know where they are, and he scores a cracking finish there with Gareth Bale to make it 2-2 in the 45th minute. But straight from kickoff, also still in the 45th minute, he's standing still. I don't know what he's trying, what he's doing. Fernando Torres showing an absolutely crazy good turn of pace and a rocket of a shot into the near post there to make it 3-2 at half time. And I really wanted to come out in the second half and, like I say, just, you know, get a few extra goals. But look at this. I didn't call the keeper out there. The keeper brought himself out. Look at that for a shot. That reminds me so much of David Bentley against Arsenal a few years ago for Spurs. That was a fantastic goal. In all 3 games today, I've conceded some really, really great goals. But like I say, this guy, his defence wasn't too great. He didn't really know how to defend when I got one-on-one with a player. Like, he didn't use contain. He dived in at like wrong moments and stuff, and it was relatively easy to beat his attack. But as I said, he just wouldn't give up. So I get it to 4-3. He pulls it back to 4-4, and I'm like getting a little bit frustrated that I can't pull ahead. You know, we end up going into extra time here, and I brought on Darren Bent for Mario Balotelli because Balotelli's fitness was a bit low, and Darren Bent doing work there in the 104th minute, making it 5-4 to me. And I thought, this has got to be it. Was it it? Was it fuck? He goes down the left with Silva. What a cross that is. Luis Suarez there for the header into the near post, making it 5-5 in the 112th minute. I just didn't want to go to penalties because I actually missed 2 penalties in this game with David Luiz. I don't know why I was taking them with him, but I get through here with Darren Bent again. He puts it over the keeper. Boom. Makes it 6-5 to me. What do you know what happens at the end of the game? I win 6-5. Press X to advance. And EA tells me that it could not complete my request or some bullshit like that. As you can see, when it will just pop up just now, any second now. Please wait. Please wait. So it just says please wait for ages. And then there you go. EA servers are unable to process your request at the current moment in time. So basically what happened is I got disconnected from the EA servers after the game had finished, after I'd won the game. If you see looking at the bottom right now, it says won a foot tournament, 200 XP and 25 FCCs, but I didn't get the coins for it, I didn't get the win, I did get a loss, and I did lose some DNF, so that really frustrates me. But guys, thank you so much for watching. If you could hit that like button, it would be amazing. I really appreciate it, and it helps support my channel. If you could share this with your friends on Facebook and Twitter, that would be absolutely fantastic. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you for the next episode. Cheers.